Good morning, parents. Welcome to our parent orientation session. Today is August 29, 2020. A special warm welcome to all the new families who have joined AIS this year. This is a new year and a new norm. My name is Serena On. I'm the department head for grades 2 and 3. Should you have any academic related concerns or questions, please email me on serena.aoun@aisuae.com. My sincere apologies for muting the session, but because of the number of parents and the amount of information that has to be shared, I am forced to mute everyone, but we are more than happy and willing to answer all your questions via email or through a phone call. In today's meeting, we are going to discuss the school reopening model. As you know, the school has adopted two models this year, either the alternating days model or the full distance learning one. We will also discuss the opening school calendar, school timings and schedule, the school uniform policy, attendance policy, the weekly course schedule for elementary, and if you have kids in kindergarten, I will discuss that as well, academic routines and assessment, homeschool communication, and school routines. When it comes to our school reopening model, the students who have opted to come to school twice a week will be grouped into two groups, Group X and Group Y. Students who are in Group X will have their face-to-face days on Sundays and Tuesdays, while students who are in Group Y will have their face-to-face on Mondays and Wednesdays. The other 3 days in school are going to be done through distance learning. Now, if you have opted for the full distance learning model, then your child will also be grouped into either DLX group or the DLY group. Group DLX will follow the schedule of Group X, and Group DLY will follow the schedule of DLY when it comes to the subjects being taught on these days. Distance learning will be done through Zoom and Seesaw. This is our opening school calendar. I'm going to share with you important dates. Tomorrow you will receive an SMS from the school informing you to schedule an appointment on the parent portal to meet with your child's teacher or class advisor. These dates are on Monday, August 31, Tuesday, September 1, and Wednesday, September 3. Once you book an appointment on the school portal, your child's teacher or class advisor will contact you through an email, and they will send you the login information of the Zoom session. So you will meet with your child's teacher on Zoom privately. On Sunday, September 6th, it's the first day of school for grades 4 and 5, Group X. On Monday, September 7th, it's the first day of school for grades 4 and 5, Group Y. Tuesday, September 8th is the first day of school for kindergarten through grade 3, Group X. And Wednesday, September 9th is the first day of school for students in kindergarten through grade 3, group Y. I'm going to share with you the timings and schedule that applies when your child is in the school. So if you opted for the face-to-face alternating days, this is the schedule that applies on these days. At 8:15, we will have the national anthem. From 8:15 till 8:30, we will have fun and well-being activities for the students. From 8:30 till 9:30 is period 1. From 9:30 till 10:30 is period 2. From 10:30 till 11, we will have break time. And this is when the students have their lunch in their classes. From 11 till 12 is period 3. From 12 till 1 is period 4. And from 1 till 1:30, wrap up and dismissal will begin. During distance learning days, these are the timings and schedule that will apply. So from 8:15 till 8:30 will be prep time. From 8:30 till 10 is period 1. From 10 till 10:15, we have fitness and well-being activities which will be posted on Seesaw. From 10:15 till 11:45, we have period 2. From 11:45 till 12 o'clock, it's snack time. From 12 till 1:30, it's period 3. You have noticed probably that on face-to-face days, the scheduled periods are 60 minutes each, while on distance learning days, these periods have an hour and a half each. I'm going to discuss with you and share with you the arrival timings and dismissal timings. This year, we are going to start with staggered timings for safety reasons. We really want to make sure that social distancing is happening. This is only for the beginning of the year. For kindergarten through grade 5 students with siblings, their arrival time is at 7:30 and their dismissal time is at 1:30 through gate B. For grades 1 to 5 students with no siblings, their arrival time should be around 7:45. Their dismissal time will be at 1:15, also through gate B. Kindergarten and prep students with no siblings, their arrival time should be at around 8 a.m. and dismissal timings should be at 1, also from gate B. Students enrolled in the adaptive program, which is under the SSSD department, arrival timings will be at 8 a.m. and the dismissal will be at 1 and should be done through gate C. Students who opted for distance learning, their timings is from 8 till 1:30. I would like to highlight 2 things. First of all, I know that many of you might not come at this specific time, but please try your best to do so on the next day. We need your support as much as you can because, again, this is for everyone's safety. The second thing that I would like to highlight is this category. Kindergarten to grade 5 students with siblings will only be dismissed at 1:30 because most of these students have middle school and high school siblings. And later on, hopefully, when grades 6 to 12 students come to school, their dismissal time will be at 1:30. So this is why this category will leave at 1:30. When it comes to ID cards and lanyards, students physically attending school must wear the AIS ID card and AIS lanyard. ID cards and lanyards consist of important information. They have the student's assigned section, the group, and bus information. If you have already collected your books and uniform, your children's books and uniform, you can see that on the ID that was also given to you, all this information is there. Lanyards are color-coded to help staff readily identify from a distance the students' assignments. I know that many students like to change their lanyards and use colorful ones or ones that have characters. Please don't allow them to do so because these lanyards tell us which group they are in. So students in group X will have a gray lanyard. Students in group Y will have a blue lanyard. And students in group SEN will have a black lanyard. So please do not replace the AIS lanyard for safety reasons. When it comes to our school uniform, students must abide by the school dress code when in school or during distance learning. Some of you might tell me, why should my child wear the uniform if he is sitting or she is sitting at home? I will give you a few reasons and explain why. Because it ensures students are tidy and proper and in appropriate dress code when appearing for online classes. Getting ready for school and dressed psychologically prepares the student for learning. It helps students establish a normal school routine even when they are not physically in school. If you have opted for the face-to-face alternating days, when in school, your child should wear the AIS shirt and AIS trousers. On distance learning days, your child can choose between the AIS shirt or the AIS polo shirts. They can choose a color and the AIS trousers. This year, the PE uniform is optional and it's only for those students who choose to participate in the school online fitness and health program. When it comes to recordings for assignments, students who submit any recordings for assignments or activities or projects must be in proper school uniform with a neat appearance. Many of you sent lovely videos of their children presenting projects or explaining a concept or showing something that they did. This year, we urge you to please make sure that your child is wearing the school uniform in these videos that you submit. This is what we mean by recordings for assignments. When it comes to our attendance policy, attendance is compulsory for both face-to-face and distance learning. If you want more information on this policy, please refer to the article related to attendance and absence in the Student Parent Handbook. The Student Parent Handbook is posted on the portal. Students are considered late if they arrive after 8:15 and will require permission to enter their classroom. Early dismissal is prohibited unless the parent presents proof of an emergency by sending an email to the disciplinary committee. For MBZ campus, if there is, God forbid, an emergency, the email address is disciplinarycommittee@aisuae.com. If you have another child enrolled in Abu Dhabi campus, then the address is disciplinaryad@aisuae.com. Students will be considered present on distance learning days if they attend the scheduled online Zoom sessions with all their teachers and if they submit their distance learning assignments by the due date. So students should do both. Now, if your child is absent, please notify the school by sending an email before 8 a.m. of the day of absence. The email must state the student's full name, class and section, and the reason for absence. I urge you to please not send an email to the class teacher or a message on Seesaw because she might miss it in the morning. Teachers in the morning are receiving students. So please use the following email addresses to communicate absence. For kindergarten and prep in MBZ, it's ks_mbz@aisuae.com. For grades 1 to 5, it's es_mbz@aisuae.com. Students enrolled in the SSSD department, the email for absence is ssSD_mbz@aisuae.com. Abu Dhabi campus has different emails for different grade levels. In case you would like to know the difference between what is an excused and unexcused absence, also refer to the student parent handbook found on the portal. I'm going to also share with you a sample of a weekly course schedule for elementary school. This applies for grades 1 to 5. Again, this is a sample. Your child's homeroom teacher or class advisor in 4 and 5 will share with you a precise weekly course schedule on Seesaw for your child. Now, this weekly course schedule includes both face-to-face and distance learning days. So I will tell you which subjects will be taught when. And it has been designed to provide sufficient contact hours for curriculum coverage. Like I mentioned earlier, students in Group X and students in Group DLX will follow the same schedule when it comes to the subjects being taught. So the face-to-face days for Group X are Sundays and Tuesdays. This is when they come to school. The DLX group will have the same subjects, but from home. On these days, the teacher will be face-to-face and she will teach English, math, science, and Arabic. On the distance learning days, on Monday, the students will take English social studies or moral education, Arabic social studies, and French on Monday. On Wednesday, they will have Islamic, ICT, which is computer, and art or music. For Group Y and Group DLY, who is following the same schedule as Y, their face-to-face classes are Mondays and Wednesdays. So English, math, science, and Arabic is taught on these days, while their distance learning days are Sundays and Tuesdays, and they will take ESS and moral education, Arabic social studies, and French on Sunday, and Islamic, computer, art, and music on Tuesdays. Thursday is a full distance learning day for all the students. This means that the teacher will be online with the students, and she will recap all the concepts taught that week in English and math and Arabic, and the students will have an activity. So Thursday is not a day off, it's a full distance learning day for all the students. And assessments will also be done on Thursdays. I'm going to quickly share with you a sample for a kindergarten weekly course schedule. Again, if you have a child in kindergarten, like in KG or prep, their teacher will also post for you a specific weekly schedule on Seesaw. So on Sunday, Group X and the distance learning group will have English, math, and Arabic on Tuesday as well, because these are the face-to-face classes. On Monday is a distance learning day for this group. They will have English, fitness, and math. On Wednesday, they will have phonics, science, and music. For Group Y, their distance learning days, their face-to-face days are Mondays and Wednesdays. They will have English, math, and Arabic on these 2 days with the teacher in class. And on Sunday, which is a distance learning day for them, they will have English, fitness, and math. And on Tuesday, they will have phonics, science, and music. In the kindergarten department as well, Thursday is a full distance learning day. The students will have English, math, and Arabic plus an activity, and the teacher will be online with the kids all day long. Now, I'm going to show you which subjects, in which subjects will the student learning be assessed. Now, we have grouped these subjects under core subjects and non-core subjects. Okay, so under core subjects, we have English, math, science, and Arabic. Under non-core subjects, we have Islamic studies, English social studies, Arabic social studies, ICT, and French for grades 3 and 5. I also want to highlight two things here. Islamic studies is a core subject, but because it's going to be taught on a distance learning day, we listed it under non-core subjects. The second thing I want to highlight is French will be given to grades 1 and 2, but it's not going to be assessed. So all these subjects are going to be assessed, except for PE, music, and art. These are optional distance learning subjects. However, we do encourage you to let your child participate in these courses for their well-being and to enrich their learning and growth. When it comes to face-to-face learning, even though we want to implement social distancing, we also want to maintain the standard of teaching and learning that you are used to at AIS School. That's why face-to-face learning will include teacher modeling and guided practice, active learning through engaging activities that are appropriate, collaboration and discussions, independent practice, a formative assessment, and feedback. Now, because the students are going to be in the school with the teacher can directly check for understanding and give feedback. So the assignments on face-to-face days will be done in class. This means that there is no homework on these days. On distance learning days, it will constitute of recorded lessons by the teacher, modeling and guided practice, Zoom sessions that include an explanation of the lesson, of course, collaboration and discussions, assignments, which include independent practice, formative assessment, and feedback. Now, on distance learning days, the students have to submit their assignments so the teacher can give them feedback. Okay, so assignments are compulsory on these days to check for understanding. How will face-to-face learning be assessed? It will be done through submitted assignments, ongoing assessments, baselines, and classwork. Again, because the teacher is in the class with the students, teachers can monitor and will monitor classwork and schedule online assessments. Grades will be posted in assessments on the school portal and the app. How will distance learning be assessed? This will happen through submitted assignments, online assessments, and quality of submissions. Teachers will use Seesaw to publish and send feedback on assignments and online assessments. Grades will be posted in assessments on the school portal and app as well. How will the school communicate with you? We will do so via SMS, through the school portal and app, and I'm going to talk about the difference between both. On Seesaw, especially when it comes between yourself and the teacher, on social media, through email, phone calls, and if necessary, scheduled Zoom meetings. Our school app is called AIS Schools, and I urge you all to download this app because it has a lot of features. You can check for circulars, learning resources, attendance, and academic records. Visit the school portal, which has on this link, www.aisportal.org, to check for further information and procedures usually communicated through SMS. Now, soon you're going to receive an SMS regarding booking an appointment for your online PLC with the homeroom teacher. If you want to book appointments, you need to go to the portal and book appointments. You cannot book an appointment through the app, just for clarification. And the SMS from AIS UAE. These are important messages that relate to general school policies and procedures. So please read carefully all posted communications. This year, each student will have 2 seesaw classes assigned. 1 seesaw class for core subjects and another seesaw class for non-core subjects. For example, if your child is in 3A, then they will have 2 seesaw classes. One is called 3A core and another class that is going to be called 3A non-core. Why? Because in the 3A core, all required submissions, assignments, learning resources relating to English, Arabic, math, and science should be posted there. And the other class will include all the related material to computer science, music, art, and so on. These teachers will be in this classroom and they can directly communicate with you on Seesaw, just like the homeroom teacher used to do in her class last year. Some parents are asking me if this presentation is going to be shared with you all. Yes, it's going to be. Okay, back to Seesaw. Set your child's name or family name as a display name on Seesaw. I'm going to show you a sample in the next slide of how we would like you to set the display name. So we don't want you to use your name if you're the mom, or the father's name if the dad is watching now. We want you to use your children's names or your family name. Your children's teachers will send you a private message on Seesaw to your Seesaw inbox to initiate communication. Use Seesaw messaging for submissions and to communicate with your child's teachers for any questions. This is a sample of an inbox. If you can look closely here, you can see that the display name for this family is Heaven and Eden Sam'an. So Heaven and Eden are the children. Okay, so the teacher can directly spot and know who sent her this message. It's not the mom's name, it's not the dad's name. Now, if you have more than 2 children, you can just say, for example, the Sam'an family. This will be your display name on Seesaw. On Seesaw, you can follow the distance learning schedule and participate in online lessons. You can submit your weekly distance learning assignments. You can check for announcements and reminders. You can send a private message to your child's teachers as well. When it comes to emails and phone calls, please ensure that the school has your updated phone numbers and email addresses. This can be done during the collection of books and uniform. Now, I'm going to share with you some tips for establishing a daily routine on distance learning days. Please make sure that you charge your child's device overnight and ensure required materials are accessible to him or her. Make sure your child wakes up on time, has a healthy breakfast, and is ready to learn. Make sure your child follows the distance learning schedule and attends all online Zoom sessions. Completes assignments neatly and submits them to his or her teachers in a timely manner. Communicates with his or her teachers for questions and feedback. On face-to-face days, try your best to establish this morning routine. We would like you to please check your child's bag to make sure they have all the materials they need. These materials are posted on Circular. Hygiene kit, which should include tissues, wet wipes, and a small waste bag, books and notebooks for the 4 face-to-face subjects. I just want to highlight one point. This year, the big English reading book can stay at home. No need for your children to keep it in the bag. Small whiteboard and markers, a hand sanitizer, an extra face mask, healthy packed food for snack time, and a water bottle. Please also make sure that on face-to-face days, you take your child's temperature and check for any flu-like symptoms before leaving the house, such as fever, cough, shortness of breath, etc. Remind your child of health and safety precautions, and please remind them to enjoy their day at school. Now, if a temperature of 37.5 degrees or above is detected, or any COVID-19 symptoms aroused, when you are at home before leaving to school, your child should stay at home. If the temperature is 37.5 and there are any COVID-19 symptoms on the bus before leaving to school, your child will also be asked to return home. Before entering the school building, your child will also be asked to return home. And if in school, the temperature rises to 37.5 and there are any COVID-19 symptoms, we will contact you and you must come and pick them up immediately. We do have isolation rooms and a quarantine room. Arriving to school, you should make sure that the face mask is covering your nose, mouth, and chin. You go through gate B and you drop your child at the access point. Parents are not allowed to pass by after the access point. Now, what is the access point? You go through gate B. There is an aluminum door next to Ms. Rasha's office, ground floor. There is a thermal scanner there, and each child has to pass through this thermal scanner. This is the maximum point that parents are allowed to reach. But I urge you to please wait for your child to go through the thermal scanner and then follow the way to exit from gate B or gate C for SEN. So you just make sure that there is no high fever, nothing at that checkpoint, and then they enter, continue their way to their class. Parents are not allowed to enter the school premises during the school day. Only in exceptional circumstances for kindergarten to grade 1, parents will be allowed to enter if needed for only the first few days of school. We all know at this age, in kindergarten and prep, even sometimes in grade 1, students cry a lot during the first few days. So we are going to allow parents to escort them to their class, but the parents must present a negative COVID-19 PCR test result with a 72-hour validity to be able to enter the premises. Otherwise, these parents will not be allowed. Parents will collect their children also from the school gate at the end of the day. Please do not worry. We are taking a lot of precautionary and safety measures, and we will provide all the care your child will need. When it comes to classroom routines, students must sanitize hands before entering a classroom. Sanitizer dispensers are installed at the entrance of every classroom. Students will not be allowed to share any of their belongings. Desks and chairs are positioned 1.5 meters apart, and I'm going to show you a picture, a sample of a classroom and our hallways. Desks and chairs are labeled with student names, and students must keep their bags and belongings by their desk at all times. There are no lockers. Books required for the 4 core subjects should stay in the back and go back and forth on face-to-face days. No books or child belongings should remain in the class. This is a sample of how the classrooms look like. As you can see, precise measurements have been taken, and these labels have been placed on the floor to ensure that the desks do not move from their location. It's 1.5 meters apart. You can see the name tags on every desk. And in our hallways, we have placed floor signs to show the students where to stop and where to stand. And they are also 1.5 meters apart from one another. When it comes to snack time, students must bring their own food and water. During snack time, students are expected to pack away all learning resources and materials, sanitize desks and hands, dispose of used wipes and masks in personal trash bag. If it's a cloth mask, they should store it in a secure bag to return home for washing. After eating, students must pack their lunch bag and dispose of trash in personal trash bag. Clean desks, sanitize hands, and wear the new mask. What is off and off limits for now? Playground equipment, the library, the canteen, prayer rooms, extracurricular activities after school, on school premises, all of these things are off. This is why I urge you to make sure that you send a packed lunch with your child because the canteen is closed. Please rest assured that the AIS schools are ready. We have applied all safety and health regulations communicated by ADIC and other governmental entities in every aspect of the school's operations. Hygiene management and cleaning, sanitizing and disinfecting processes are all in place and will be applied strictly and regularly. AIS schools have been inspected by ADIC this week and confirmed as successfully meeting all health and safety requirements to reopen. Because a video is worth a million words, we have put together a series of videos about health and safety. Your child is encouraged to watch these videos to become familiar with all the new norms and expectations of returning to school. These videos were recorded in the school premises. It will show the students everything new that has been set up and how they should walk and how they should eat during snack time, how should they walk into their classroom, and so on. These videos will be posted on the school website and social media. We already started posting a video yesterday, last night. So please, you are encouraged to watch them all along with your child. Our counselors will soon share with our students and parents tips about well-being, ways to keep your children safe online, anti-stigmatization strategies, COVID-19 incident management, and how to contact them if needed. Because little things make a big difference, please make sure you build routines at home. Spend time teaching your children how to stay safe and clean. Go over the health and safety video series that I just discussed with you. Build these practices into habits by applying them everywhere you go. And please give all the love and attention you can to your children. because all they need is love. You will receive an SMS to schedule an appointment for your parent-led conferences, like I mentioned at the beginning. You have 3 days to choose from. You only choose one. You can schedule an appointment for either August 31st, September 1, or September 2 through the school portal. Just make sure you have all the requested materials ready for checking. So they have to be with you in the meeting. If you want to check what the materials are, refer to the circular, updated school reopening. After you book an appointment, again, I'm going to mention this, your child's teacher or classroom advisor will contact you via email to send you the credentials for the Zoom meeting that you will have with her privately. So during the parent-led conferences, you will meet with your child's homeroom teacher or class advisor, and you can discuss your child's background, their interests, their hobbies, any challenges they might have, or their talents. You can set goals and next steps that you would like your child to have this year. You can discuss with her ways in which COVID-19 may have impacted your child's well-being. So I urge everybody to book an appointment. Thank you all for attending. If you have any questions, please call the AIS hotline. For English, this is the number, and for Arabic, or email us at MBZ, if you are in MBZ campus, at covid-mbz@aisuae.com. If you have a child in Abu Dhabi campus, covid-ad@aisuae.com. For any academic related questions, you can send your question and concern to my email. I'm just going to leave this slide on for 2 seconds just for parents to copy the numbers or take a picture of the slide. And then I'm going to share my email address again. So this is my email address in case you have any academic related questions, serena.aoun@aisuae.com. Thank you so much. This presentation will be posted, and if you want to check any important dates, I ask you to please go on the portal and check circulars, and you will check you will find all the important dates for reopening. Thank you so much.